Down goes Angela Reese, or whatever the hell her name is, man. So I didn't watch the game because I don't care enough about basketball, and I especially don't care enough about women's basketball to give a goddamn. But I love the social commentary and the social aspect of basketball. And what I saw with this Angel Reese girl was a shawty crying, looking to play the victim card, despite being a asshole when she was on top. Shout out to Caitlin Clark out here putting buckets on mother bleepers. So, LSU loses to Iowa, and I don't know what, something in March Madness. I don't really pay attention, don't care. But I watched the press conference, so I got to go see Angel Reese basically crying and complaining and doing what most girls do when they lose, which is be a sore loser and make excuses, be a victim. Which is kind of funny because it always comes back to like female nature, which is always the same thing. Either they're going to be the victim or the triumphant. Women will never, ever take accountability no matter what. Even if it's losing a basketball game, they're going to find somebody to blame. And so Angel Reese basically started complaining, saying that she's been victimized. And ever since she won the championship, she's been receiving death threats, which I highly doubt. Why? Like, first of all, who's threatening to kill a college woman basketball player? And then she said she's been sexualized. Now, with the sexualization thing, I tend to agree with that. But once again, like, that comes with being a pretty woman. You're going to be sexualized. It's just kind of how men are. Like, I hate to tell you. Like, Patrice had an old saying, I don't want to have a woman that's not being harassed by guys. If I got a woman that's not being harassed by men, that tells me I got an ugly girl. Which is comedy. It is very much true. If your girl's not being harassed and she's not telling you about guys hitting on her and all types of stuff at work and when she goes out in public, chances are you got an ugly girl. So you might have to go fix that situation, brother. But I found it hilarious that in college basketball, a college basketball game, which is not serious at all, nobody cares. And to be honest with you, I don't even think people are even betting on women's basketball. Like, gamblers don't even like take that type of risk. Maybe the super degenerate gamblers, yeah, they probably care and they're probably making bets on it. But for the most part, nobody really cares about women's basketball. Unless you're a gambler. And so Angela Reese or Angel Reese, whatever her name is, I care not to listen or even find out exactly the right terms. She basically was saying that I'm being sexualized, I received death threats, and all these other type of things. And that's the reason why I lost this game. It's not my fault that Caitlin Clark put buckets on us and beat the fuck out of us, beat the brakes out of us. No, it's not Caitlin Clark's fault. It's not my fault for not winning the game. No, it is the random mob on the internet is the reason why we lost the basketball game. And I look at this stuff and I just say, oh, typical woman, typical chick. And it's not to be mean, it's not to be spiteful, because once again, I have no dog in the fight. I truly don't care. I'm only starting to talk about this issue because it's a hot topic on YouTube, and you guys are going to watch, because a lot of you niggas are fiend for looking at people that have a name on YouTube and the internet. So I just bring up these things to use as an analogy to talk about things that happen in the real world. But anyway, what I find so amusing about this is that it's like, girl, you choose to be in the public eye. When you won the championship last year, you were talking crazy. You were out here flexing, talking cash shit, taking on all the hate. It was all good. You were doubling down on it. You were riding that stardom and embracing being the bad woman that you are. Not when I say bad, I mean like James Brown. Bad. She bad. Because you won a championship. So you were celebrating. It was all good in the hood when you were winning. And then as soon as you get your ass mollywopped and you got put out the fucking tournament, now all of a sudden, all these death threats and sexualization, which I don't even believe the death threats. Because once again, like, who's really threatening the life of a college women's basketball player? Dudes don't even watch women's basketball. Like, first of all, I want to know what the ratings are. And primarily, you know why most people are watching that game? Because they find Caitlin Clark hot and they find Angela Reese hot. That's primarily why. They don't actually watch because they care about the actual game. Because most people don't even care. First of all, people don't really care about sports. Most guys that watch sports, they typically watch because they got money on the line. So that's the only reason they're watching. It's secondarily, especially women's sports. Dudes ain't watching. So nobody out here threatening your life. Nobody's going to threaten to kill you. I'm pretty sure she made that shit up to make more of a victim. Because show the proof. That's all I'm asking. Show the proof. If you got death threats, show me the proof of the death threats. Because I want to see. Because I'm from Missouri. I'm from the show me state. If you can't show me, I ain't believing it. I'm calling cap on all of it. It's all bullshit. So ain't nobody threatening this woman's life. Now, she did probably get some dick pics. I'm almost positive. Because I know you thirsty niggas. You thirsty niggas who clicked that thumbnail. Who are watching this video right now. I know some of you niggas sent some dick pics. You probably say, hey, baby, let me send you something. And here's the thing. I bet she got, I'm almost positive she got her Cash App in the bio. She's out here finessing and tomfoolering all around, using her sexuality and her stardom to get attention, because that's what girls do. Girls use their sexuality to get attention because that's what women kind of do. That's their game, is be sexy, be attractive, and you get things out in return. So she's out here using her stardom, being sexy, being a young lady, taking advantage of the situation, and as soon as it turns on her back because she got beat, now all of a sudden, she's a victim. And it's like, come on, girl. Like, there is no victim in sports. And that's why we should not have women's sports. We should almost outlaw women's sports because there is no victim in sports. There is competitors. Somebody got to lose, somebody got to win. It's a 50-50 fucking game. You either leave as the victor or you leave as a loser. It's one of the two. So for you to be out here crying and complaining and making excuses why you got beat in a fucking basketball game. Once again, this is basketball. This is not war. This is not fucking politics. This is not business where people's livelihood is fucking basketball. Women's basketball at that. Why are you bitching and complaining? It was just weak. It was pathetic. I hate it. But I expect it. I would expect nothing less because women, once again, women are either going to be the victor or the victim. One of the two. They can't take accountability for taking the L. If they take an L, they got to say, well, it's because of my period or some other shit. They got to make up some shit why they fucking taking the L. Or if they're the victor, they go and they talk cash shit. And she was doing all this talking, putting the hands out, making fun of girls and all this other shit. Meanwhile, the pretty princess Caitlin Clark, who's a beautiful mid, she was just putting buckets up, talking, like not even talking shit, just putting buckets up, winning, doing what white girls do, which is doing what they're supposed to do and acting emotionless and behaving as like a human being. And maybe this is racist, maybe this is sexist, maybe I'm a misogynist, maybe I'm a machismo. But hey, look, listen, somebody got to talk about it. If nobody's going to talk about it, I'm going to be the one to talk about it. So anyway, I can care less about the game because, once again, I don't even know the score. I just looked at the press conference and I saw her complaining and crying. I saw people talking about it on Twitter. So I figured I might as well talk about it. Appreciate you all for listening.